Big news coming from Governor Ron DeSantis this morning. He announced that $111 million will be awarded for infrastructure repairs for communities impacted by Hurricane Michael. On December 24th, the Centers for Disease Control reported 32,850 positive COVID-19 cases in Florida. And although air travel is good for the local economies, some doctors fear that when travelers step outside, either at home or at their destination, they could be spreading the COVID-19 virus. Law enforcement from almost every agency in Bay County, as well as state agencies, responded to Tyndall this morning. Although we now know Tyndall was conducting a drill, when law enforcement first got word of the possible situation, they acted fast. Right now, the BCSO SWAT team has this house surrounded from all angles. This plan will move the location of the Bay County Juvenile Justice Courthouse from 11th Street to Bay County's main courthouse on Mackenzie Avenue, so everything will now be in one central location. Officials say two of the biggest factors playing a role in the increase in fatal accidents are people not wearing a seatbelt and texting and driving. Here we go.
Oh! Great job!
Well, I made it. As you can see behind me, the waves are massive. They are hitting the jetties and coming all the way up to shore, causing some flooding along the coastline. We have it moving from the north and the northwest, but overnight that's going to change, and that's going to be coming out of the northeast. If the city commission does approve the water rate increase at this public hearing, doing this could cost Panama City residents $1.35 more per 1,000 gallons of water. For the signs, the plan is to add flashing lights so no one can miss them. And then for the roads, they're going to add a brand new coat of paint. This year, officers will be on high alert to make sure that boaters are staying safe on the water for 4th of July weekend. And if you still don't know what those beach flags mean, they're posted at almost every beach access like this one behind me. The Panama City Beach Fire Rescue says they started getting calls around 8 a.m. this morning, and from there, they just didn't stop. One of the biggest calls that they responded to is this house behind me after a roof of a nearby convenience store flew off, landed on this house, and trapped a woman inside.
It was quiet, and all of a sudden, wind started coming in and buildings started shaking.
Tom Pulatov says he saw the roof start to lift. That's when he and the 3 others inside the blue convenience store headed for shelter.
Just scary, super scary. I don't know how to explain that moment.
About 2 minutes later, they came out of the bathroom. The roof was gone, and they didn't know where it landed, but someone else did.
I was sound asleep, and the grace of God is what woke me up, as far as I'm concerned. I heard this loud roaring noise, and something told me to dive, and I did.
That noise Sherry Wilson heard was the roof falling onto her cousin's home, where she was asleep inside right through that window.
Thank God I'm alive.
The debris trapped Wilson inside. Minutes later, the Panama City Beach Fire Rescue showed up to free her, and she escaped with barely a scratch.
Nothing. There's a bruise and some banged up knees. That's about it. Like I said, thank you, Jesus.
Wilson lost both of her vehicles from the storm, and the front half of her cousin's home is destroyed. The owners of the convenience store had already started their cleanup, and they are just glad to be alive.
And we are glad we were okay.
Yeah.
We could have been, something could have happened to us, bad thing, but it didn't. Luckily, there were no serious injuries reported from this storm. However, many residents were out of power for many hours today. Gulf Power says they are working around the clock to restore it. Anna Hoffman, News Nation, Panama City Beach. Technology makes it easy for sexual predators to live and prey in Bay County without leaving their homes. Operation Dirty Santa sought out to expose those predators.
This was targeting sex offenders, child pornographers, and travelers who were coming from out of the area to meet minors for the purpose of having sex.
A 4-day sting involving 4 Bay County law enforcement agencies, state and federal agencies, led to the arrest of 33 people on sex-related crimes. 5 of those are unidentified minors.
We could see that these arrests are going to grow as further investigation continues.
Panama City Police Chief Mark Smith says 7 of the 33 arrested traveled from as far as Biloxi, Mississippi for sex with children. Panama City Beach Police Chief J.R. Telementes worked closely with those 7 cases. He says during the 4-day period, officers mimicked children on social media sites to lure out the predators. Then they wait.
We wait for them to come to us. That's how easy it is. All we did was pretend to be a child on the internet, And these predators, 7 of them, who decided to travel a significant distance to have sex with a child, happened within 4 days.
Officers say it is crucial for parents to monitor what their kids are doing online and who they are talking to avoid falling into a sexual predator's trap. In Panama City, Anna Hoffman, News 13, Panhandle Strong.
Never knew any of these people, but they are my angels.
Throughout the year, Glenn Thompson battled some major health issues. While his health was on the mend, the mess inside and outside his house grew. Some of his neighbors calling Walton County Code Compliance, which scheduled a hearing about Thompson's property.
I explained everything to the judge, and so he gave me another 30 days until January 15th to have everything done, or he's going to fine me really heavy. From October the 22nd all the way to January 15th, it's a $100 a day fine.
Thompson says he planned to do as much as he could to fix the problem, but little did he know there was a Christmas miracle on the way.
I was at the hearing to support a friend of ours, so I heard Mr. Thompson and his story, and I didn't know him, but I mean, it struck a chord how he just needed help. I mean, there needs to be an avenue for folks like this.
Dan Curry and other community members stood up at the hearing to offer help to Thompson. The next day, they were at his house, cleaning up the trash, picking the weeds, and trimming the bushes.
Oh, we had one day here that was well over probably almost 30 people here one day.
Curry and others have been hard at work every day for the last 10 days. They filled up 2 dumpsters worth of trash, cleaned out his shed, and are fundraising to buy him a new trailer home.
I prayed so hard before that hearing, but during that hearing, when everybody came forward, I just said, there's my angels.
We'll have our own ribbon cutting ceremony. We'll have some caution tape out here and let Mr. Thompson cut the caution tape.
Curry hopes to have the entire project finished by New Year's. In Freeport, Anna Hoffman, News 13, Panhandle Strong.